Jose Young's here, the MMAfighting.com, speaking with Jorge Masvidal at the Game Bred Bare-Knuckle press conference. And Jorge, when we announced, or the world learned, that Fabricio Werdum was going to rematch Junior Dos Santos, I think it caught everyone off guard that it was going to be Bare-Knuckle MMA. So how did you convince two of not just legends, but just two of the greatest fighters in MMA history to compete and take the gloves off?
Got some advantages as a promoter, having fought for 20 pro years. JDS has been my teammate for like 7 of those years. So many times in the locker room, I corner him. I'm like, you got to come fight for me, man. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that bare-knuckle stuff. And then, it took some persuasion on my side. And then as we were talking, I was telling my partner, I'm like, hey, who's a free agent and actually might be interested in fighting for us. That at first he was a little hesitant, but now, he's very committed, is JDS. And my partner, Dean Toole, tells me, well, you want to know who I've been talking to that is a free agent and is also very interested in bare knuckle. And I go, who? And he goes, Werdum. And I literally go, that is the most violent fight we could put on the earth with no gloves. I mean, if you know anything about MMA, you will take 2 buses and a fucking ferry ride to go watch this fight, And those are the type of fights that I want to put on, especially these main events. I want to be able to get a kid like me at the level that I am in MMA, that I am a true fucking nerd of MMA. Like, from the time that the sport started, in every promotion that was worth watching or mentioning at the time, from Strikeforce, Pride, Sengoku, Dream, every promotion.
Damn, Sengoku, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I fought for them 4 times. So when I say like MMA nerd, I mean it like I am a fucking thorough nerd. I know all my shit, So when I think about certain fights that will get me excited and get me to cough for my money from all the fights that I've seen, this is one of them. Like, if I have to catch, like I said, 2 buses, a ferry ride, and then pay money because they're not letting me in at the front door, I will to watch this fight,
Well, both of them, I spoke to both of them after the press conference, and they played down who would have the advantage of no gloves. So I'm curious, as a fighter, who do you think the no gloves advantage is? The grappler that doesn't have, his wrist is more free, easy to get wrist control, or the knockout artist that does have the danger to break his wrist but can do a lot of damage with no gloves?
It's one of those like 50-50. Because now when you lock, you're a little bit stronger. You don't have all this tape and gauze, Same could be said when you punch, I get you at the top. I might take your whole eyebrow off with me. I can't call it who has the fight in this advantage, On this one, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, going off that, I spoke with Junior, and he said he's never been punched in the face without gloves. Werdum says it happens all the time when he's training with like Rafael Cordero and everything. So do you think that gives Werdum an advantage? He actually knows what it feels like to get punched bare knuckle?
Nah. If it's just your coach, it's different than when a trained killer is fucking giving you the heat,
And we also learned that, was Renan Barao going to be in the co-main of this? Where did you find him? Because that's a name that, like, speaking of fight nerds, like, we haven't seen him since his last UFC fight. Of all the names you could have pulled out, I think, personally, I'm more intrigued about the fight against Sean Soriano, because pride of Rhode Island, from Rhode Island, so Sean's my guy. But where did you find Barao, and how did you get him to do this?
Like I said, man, my knowledge in the sport goes deep, long, my connections as well. If I don't know him, I know somebody that knows him. So, we're doing research and we're seeing who is in the free market and who wants to fight bare knuckle. That was a strong candidate. We're still going to work with Renan in the future. We had some visa issues and a couple of things, but me and Renan definitely be working. He'll be fighting for a promotion, if not this year, next year.
What do you think fans can expect from him? Because at one point in time, Dana was saying, he's on the same level as Floyd Mayweather. Like, Sean obviously didn't have the same success in the UFC, but he's a no-name. But so what do you think fans can expect from that fight?
It's going to be fireworks.
Yeah.
It's going to be fireworks, Shit, man. That one's going to be fireworks. Yeah. Fight of the night.
For sure.
Yeah.
Unrelated to this fight card, I do have to ask you, because there is a debate online of what your tattoo is. What are the 5 stones going around your knee? Because some people think it's the Infinity Stone, some people think it's chakra. Like, they just want to know what it is, because no one seems to know.
Well, the tattoo in itself has a couple meanings to me. Maybe like 3 different meanings that the tattoo has. The reason why I got it. Now, first at plain sight, it could just you could say it's my city where I'm from, Trio 5, because I got a little tree in there, Oh
yeah.
I got the 5 in there,
Yeah. It's like the tree of life in the back.
And then 5, means that it's not the chakra stones, it is the Infinity Stones.
Is it?
It's the Infinity Stones, man. Come on, I'm Thanos.
There's 6 Infinity Stones.
Yeah, the 6th one you can't see, but it's somewhere here.
Is it on the knee?
Huh?
Is it on your knee?
Maybe. you know. But there's six infinity stones, and more than that, it means numerous things to me. Also, that if I stay grounded, and each one of those stones means something to me in particular, like attrition, you know, discipline. Each one of those things means something to me. So when I wake up in the mirror and I'm brushing my teeth, I just like to see it and like remind myself, get after it. Because if I get after it, I could become that entity that's breaking records, that's fucking doing crazy shit, you know. So it means a lot to me, the tat, you know.
Last one, I'll leave you with this. If you could take any two fighters in MMA right now, Bellator, UFC, whatever, they give you free reign, which two are you pulling to have a bare-knuckle MMA fight?
Oh my gosh, okay. There's a lot of guys. Just because he's my partner, I tell the whole world he's one of the best middleweights that's ever lived, and he's currently the #1 middleweight in the world, Johnny Eblen. I'd take him, and I'd put him in there against like Israel Adesanya or something like that, something crazy like that, because Izzy bare knuckle would fucking blow the roof up. Izzy bare knuckle would be illegal, you know. So I'd love to put like a fight like that on, you know.
Johnny Eblen and Israel Adesanya?
No gloves.
No gloves?
That would be like one of my dream fights right off the top of my head that I could think of, you know.
So I know I said doesn't leave you, but why is Johnny the #1 at middleweight in the world? Because I think people that cover MMA, they know how good he is, but you know the casual fans like, oh, he's not in the UFC, he can't be the best. 'Cause that Gegard fight was something to watch when he took him out.
You gotta watch Johnny. Watch the pace that he keeps up, the intensity, the volume of strikes and takedowns. You know, the gas tank it's like cheating, man. The guy doesn't get tired. You know, he gets in these big wrestling scrambles, and a good majority of the fighters, when they get into a big wrestling scramble and they get shut down, what do? They both look at each other and take like that 5-6 second break off, and then start to re-engage. Johnny's like, he gets into these big scrambles, and he knows he's tired, but he knows the guy's more tired, and he still has pop, and he's hurting guys after these wrestling scrambles. He's taking guys down instead of just laying on them and getting points. He's fucking trying to hurt people and put them out and putting these elbows. So I just think that if granted, give him the opportunity, this guy's the best middleweight in the world.
We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, Jorge, and good luck on Saturday.